with whether there could be another significant youth movement like punk, because information does travel really fast, and the thing that when you look at other movements in other decades, they happened organically, and there was a lot of time for them to be underground and to be really small scenes, and then to make their way out into the mainstream. We don't have that kind of time now, right? Now everything is just out there and it's accessible instantly, and I think that that's problematic in terms of having anything new happen, because for anything new to happen, it does need time to be a secret for a while. And it needs time to find its own identity and to find its own audience. I also think that there's a lot of media coverage on this now, and when punk was happening in the 70s, the media coverage around it was really negative. They didn't talk about the music. They didn't talk about anything creative that was happening behind it. They came at it from a very critical point of view, and the attitude that a lot of mainstream reporters took was, look at what these stupid kids are doing, right? And so they weren't hyping it. They were just putting it down, and the readers that they were appealing to were, often other people who thought, yeah, this is really stupid, right? They were getting a lot of space just to criticize something, whereas now people who are writing about pop culture are usually writing from a positive angle, which is great, right? It's great in a lot of ways, but at the same time, now we have a lot of publications that have to justify their existence, and they have to have the next big thing every week or every month, and they need a cover story all the time. There are tons of music magazines out there, right? And even in newspapers, music coverage is a lot different now. So, if you need news stories all the time, then you're always going to be trying to find them. And sometimes I think there's a lot of hype that's created for the sake of hype, because they need a story and they have that space to fill.
Well, that's exactly where I was going with it, actually. Is that, now on the flip side, that the scene itself has maybe been a little convoluted and a little bit saturated with, just pure volume. It's really the golden age for rock journalism, really, with the internet, blogging, with posters, with fucking Twitter, whatever. It's possible, I could be streaming this right now, and that's something that, they couldn't have even dreamed of back then, which ironically almost makes what they were doing back then impossible to do now. My question is basically, would it be possible for the journalism that, given that it is a higher quality than what they were putting out back then, it's not as blindly critical, it's not as, stuffy, for lack of a better term, is it possible to have the same effect, what we're producing right now, to have the same effect as what they were producing back then? You think in 30 years there's a chance that the shit that we're producing will be as impactful as what they're putting out, as the gallery that they have tonight?
You mean, will people be talking about everything that's happening now in 30 years?
I think that's inconsequential. I think it doesn't matter what people say about those photos. I think, there is something intrinsically about them that's emotional, it goes beyond, pure reporting, which is what they were taken for. That was the intention, of the project to begin with. So basically what I'm asking is that, with all these new toys that we get to play with and all these new resources and, the democratization of information, is it possible to still maintain the same level of authenticity and, impact that they would have had back then, at least in the alternative media?
I don't think so. It's hard to say, though, right? Because we're in the moment right now.
Yeah.
And if you talk to people about what was happening with punk in 1977, a lot of them will say they had no idea that anything was going on, right? They knew that something new was happening, but to look at it as a movement is always something that's done in hindsight, right? When you're caught up in the moment, you don't know what it means. Right now, we are caught up in a moment where technology is still really new, and the way information is traveling right now at the speed that it's traveling at is still really new. So maybe in another 5 or 10 years, we'll look back on this time and we'll be able to have a meaning for it. Right now we don't. But I am inclined to say that I think a lot of the things that are being talked about now and the way they're being talked about now, I don't think they have the same kind of lasting power, because I don't think a lot of things that are happening are going to be as iconic.
Your next book is more current, right? Subject matter than what you dealt with in the last one?
No.
No? I got that completely wrong.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's still, still old stuff.
Do you want to talk about your next book?
I'm not sure if I can.
Oh, really?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know how out there my publisher is letting it go yet.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
maybe not.